Today's incredible erotic chronicle is entitled, Don't Fuck with the Nurse. Let's just say I hadn't quite had the kind of morning that put wings on your heart and bells in your eyelashes. I was pretty fucking pissed, if you want to know the truth. My so-called husband had just given me a major case of the crabs. When I confronted the asshole about it, he simply said he was in love with someone else, presumably an infested someone else, and he was leaving me. Well, he wasn't so much leaving me as requesting that I leave him because he wanted to keep our condo. Apparently, Vanessa liked the view from our bedroom window while he was banging away on her Red Lobster buffet table of a cunt. Tragically, I chose not to kill Gordon. Since I'm a nurse, I had all the lethal medicines and homicidal tools at my fingertips, but all I did was pour 5 pounds of sugar into his gas tank and post 24 pictures of his penis on Facebook. Needless to say, I was very disappointed in myself. So there I sat in some coffee shop trying to find an apartment on Craigslist and attempting to figure out what the hell I was going to do with my life. That's when my phone buzzed. Could I do a quick physical for 2 mid-level executives? Apparently, these 2 lovely businessmen were just too busy during the week to find the time, but an insurance requirement mandated that the physicals be completed by midnight or they'd lose their jobs. Coincidentally, my husband, soon-to-be former husband, was also a mid-level executive. Gee, what an amazing treat to have dropped into my uber itchy lap. And wasn't that just like mid-level executives, to leave everything till the last goddamn minute? Like telling your wife you're cheating on her with a low-life, lice-ridden tart. And why did I have to go and do these physicals? It was Sunday, for Christ's sakes. How come I got every shitty assignment that came down the pipe? Why didn't any of the guy nurses get stuck with this? Now, normally, I quite like gentlemen of the male persuasion and their charmingly backward ways, but occasionally they can really piss me off. This was definitely one of those times. What I really needed was to go and find me some steaming hot gal to cuddle up with and calm down. But I couldn't do that because I had these 2 jerk-offs to take care of. God, I hated men. And I wasn't too damn pleased with my job either. As I said, it just wasn't my morning. So off I trudged to some characterless piece of shit high-rise to meet these 2 pieces of shit bozos. I was on time, and they were late. Not only were these turdies tardy, they came off the elevator glaring at their watches like I was holding them up. Now, I'm not normally a cruel woman, but I was very, very unhappy, and someone had to pay. Mr. Thomas and Mr. Baroness, I curtly inquired. Is this going to take long? The taller of the 2 corn wipes haughtily responded. I looked at my sheet. You're both here for the Christoph set of tests, is that correct? Yes, can we get on with it? The sheet of paper I was referring to was blank. Christoph was my mother's maiden name. They had picked the wrong nurse to fuck with, and this was going to be fun. Okay, well, if you 2 gentlemen would just go ahead and get into that room and remove all of your clothing, I'll be in shortly and we can get started. This caused a minor pause in their collective haughtiness. Remove all our clothes? You 2 really need to get a grip, I chastised. This is the Christoph set of tests. So if you'd like to get out of here before midnight, I'd suggest you get in there and start stripping down. And off they trotted like the condemned and damned traversing the bridge of sighs. Me, I checked out my Facebook to see if there were any funny comments about Gordon's dong. I ordered some shoes off of Zappos.com and turned the air conditioning down to Antarctic temperatures. When I finally did decide to grace them with my presence, they were both standing in a small sunbeam for warmth. I sneered at their nakedness as I wandered into the room. Almost automatically, their hands went down and covered their privates. Wasn't that just oh so cute of them? "Hands at your sides, boys," I hissed with authority, and they reluctantly complied. Their entire fate for the next couple of hours was mine to command. All that remained now was to settle on how I would wield this ominous power. I stared down at their cold, shrunk junk and huffed with displeasure, and then irritatedly scratched something onto my clipboard while they shivered. Donning a latex glove on my right hand and letting it snap against my wrist for effect, I ordered my two victims to bend over the desk in front of them. They both turned the color of seasick Edelweiss and, oh, so half-heartedly acceded to my request. Now I was staring at a pair of pale and seriously puckered derrieres.
Well, I know it's only love.